Check that out. It is quite extreme. So it is really stiff. There are even some swings installed. Yeah, that is hardcore. It's just so communicative. And we don't know what a fake taxi is. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are at Poseidon, and we have their awesome Mercedes-AMG A45S, or as they call it, the A45 RS. So it's been tuned, and well, it is quite extreme, this setup. It is basically set up for track use. So we've got some hardcore parts. I'm going to show you everything that's on this car, show you all the changes they've made, and then we'll take it for a drive on this beautiful road, and we'll take it to the Autobahn a little bit later on as well. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to receive updates when we upload a new video. And check us out on Instagram if you like, at AutoTopNL. Alrighty, so we've got, I'm just going to focus on the tuned bits. So the parts that Poseidon have added and the changes that they've made. So I'll say one sentence about the A45 in general. We've got a yellow one with black accents, with the winglets, the extended aero package. So it does look very nice and aggressive. Okay, here we go. First change they've made is that we've got AP Racing brakes. So we've got upgraded brakes with racing pads. These are 360mm discs, so that's just as large as the stock ones. They just have better performance. Also, we've got 19-inch wheels with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. Really nice. We've also got KW Club Sport suspension, which I can show you a little bit later on. So that's fully adjustable, and it has been set up again for track use. At the rear, we've got upgraded brakes as well with racing pads, and well, we've got a nice and aggressive diffuser. Again, the extended aero package with a Miltech exhaust. Now, they have a version with a decat downpipe, which I guess would be super loud, but this is the tooth version. So this has a regular stock downpipe and then an exhaust from there. It does sound a little bit better than stock. It's a little bit louder, but it's not really crazy or anything like that. A Poseidon logo right there. It's pretty cool. It looks like, well, it's basically an upside down trident, and we've got an A45 RS badge. Now, I told you guys this was an extreme car, an extreme tune, an extreme build. Check that out. That's pretty extreme, right? We've got a full Club Sport roll cage. Now, as you've seen, it has quite a subtle wrap, or it has some livery, fake taxi. Now, I don't know, you can't take that many passengers here, but I think the passengers that you would take in a fake taxi would have a lot of fun. There are even some swings installed already, and you have some nice bracing you can hold on to. Yeah, okay, enough jokes about the fake taxi. We are grown-up people. We are respectable car journalists. And we don't know what a fake taxi is. All right. Ooh, it's very hot. Let's see where it is. There it is. So, right there, we've got the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine, stock 421 horsepower, 500 newton meters of torque. This right now with this Poseidon tuning box has 475 horsepower and 560 newton meters. So it's a little bump. It's a little bit quicker than stock. It's a little bit more powerful than stock, I meant to say. But they also have a crazy version with an ECU remap, a decat downpipe, a different turbo, which delivers 525 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken, and has a claimed top speed of a whopping 324 kilometers an hour in an A-class. That's pretty crazy. So that's something you can also do at Poseidon. This is like a stage 1 tune. Now, I said I would show you the KW Club Sport. There it is. It is fully adjustable, and it is very purple, which is pretty cool that you can see that. You have this little detail. Really cool indeed. Okay, I think I covered everything we need to cover. Big ass wing, Really love that one on the A45. And on the inside, we have a 4-point harness as well. So the big ones, but we are not going to use those. It's mainly for track use, of course. And we've got a fake taxi sign in there as well. Other than that, it's completely stock. You know, the big cage is pretty extreme, but other than that, not that crazy. So when you start it up or when you rev it, I can let you guys hear a couple of revs. Yes, I know. So, a couple of revs. It's not that loud, right? It's a little bit louder in here because you don't have a rear seat, but it's not that crazy. But once you get going, a lot more happens and a lot more sound is finding its way into the cabin. Mainly engine and turbo and exhaust, of course, but I mean, listen to that. That is pretty loud all of a sudden. So I think it is also that soft limiter that prevents you from revving it out. And I mean, it does sound pretty good, I would say, for an A45. It's definitely a little bit louder than stock. You get a nice crackle on the upshift. Oh, we've got some mud here. And you can hear the turbo blowing off when you release the throttle. And as I said, it has that club sport suspension, so it is really stiff because it is set up for track use, and it's also set up to work with some semi-slick tires. So that means that the front end is even more hard and stiff because the mechanical grip of those semi-slick tires is much higher than these tires. But something you can really feel in this car, because it is much stiffer than stock, is the torque vectoring. I mean, I know that you can feel it. You can feel it in the stock car as well. But the way this thing pulls towards the apex on throttle, so when you're accelerating, is really insane. It is seriously impressive. And I don't know if that's because the suspension is so much stiffer that you can actually feel it more, but it darts towards the apex like a butterfly on cocaine. It's really insane. I don't really know which way to go. I think it's this way. We'll figure it out as we go. We couldn't go left anyway because of the accident there, so. Yeah, I think this is the correct way. Yes. So the stock A45S is already a really aggressive hot hatch, but with this little bit of added power, those more aggressively set up springs and dampers, and this exhaust, it does give you a lot more like a racy hatch feel. And the guys at Poseidon track this car on a regular basis, and I have to say, I think, you know, would be a lot of fun. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a straight here with a nice bump in the middle, but I can show you guys launch control. So that's just race mode, foot on the brake, full throttle. There it is. And there we go. Woo! Yeah, the car really grips with that launch control. And, well, I have to say that this is a really good setup for a road like this. I mean, it's just so communicative and just lets you know all the time what it's doing, what it wants, if it's going to understeer, if you can give it some more power, which the last thing is basically everything that happens all the time. You can always give it some more power, because the way this 4MATIC system judges the amount of grip you have even with this extra power is really, really impressive. Oh. So I think the guys at Poseidon were one of the first to actually tune an A45S, a new one. And I hope we can drive their 525 horsepower version too, because this is so impressive on this road. I would love to drive the other one as well. But for now, let's see what it's like at the Autobahn, because it is quite stiff, so I'm curious to see how it copes with some bumps at high speeds. So let's go. So here we are at the Autobahn, and let's find out what it's like, because it is so aggressive, it is so hard, it is so stiff. And well, let's see how it feels, because it should be a really nice experience with that exhaust. Oh, that thing is so loud. Here we go. So that firmed up suspension with these bumps, yeah, that is hardcore. You really feel that. These bumps, I mean, this car is not set up for like crazy bumps on the Autobahn. But I have to say, if you keep your composure, it actually works pretty well. You just have to make sure that you don't jump too much from one lane to the next. Oh. But that was 294 or something like that. That's not bad. And you can definitely feel that the performance, the engine, the drivetrain, it is a little bit more beefy than stock. Oh man, that suspension is so stiff. Oh, it's really, really hard. You can really feel that it's been set up to drive on the track and not on the bumpy Autobahn. Brake performance is really, really good. You can really lean on that pedal. It's really nice that you can feel that there's so much reserve in there. That always is very confidence inspiring, of course, especially when you reach high speeds like this in a little hatchback. It's nice to have a little bit of a safety net, obviously. So other than under full load, so on full throttle, I mean, then yes, it is quite loud, but when you drive it regularly, you know, less RPM, it's actually really quiet, which I was not really expecting. But that grippy front end is really nice, and you can really feel that torque vectoring in those longer corners. I mean, it's better to keep your foot on the throttle because it will push you inside towards the apex on these long corners. I found a friend. Martijn in the Poseidon AMG GTS. But man, it is a really cool and hardcore experience that you don't really expect from this car. Ooh, this is very wet and slippery. So that was a little bit of an abrupt ending. I'm sorry about that, but we have to record the Autobahn stuff with that GTS. So I had to stop here because we have to start here with the GTS. It really delivers when you look at entertainment. It is so much more hardcore. It's so much stiffer. I mean, it's been set up to drive on the track. You can really feel that. That front end grips like crazy, and the exhaust adds a little bit of extra drama. Of course, especially because you don't have a rear seat. It's just a little bit louder, and well, it is a very awesome A45. So that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.